My grandparents live in an area of Louisiana known as Cancer Alley. If you don't know about this area, it's a place in Louisiana where there is a lot of chemical plants, and the rates of the cancers in that area is extremely high. So this is so important because everything in the environment, all the habits, all the food, it's always affecting the way the body works, the way that we express disease. So if you want to minimize your fears of disease and things like cancer, it is so important to lean into your strengths, lean into ways that you can empower your mitochondria, you can empower your cells, your immune function, and your body as a whole. And fear, we don't want excessive amounts of fear because that's related to a lot of cortisol. So in terms of the cell, again, the cell is like a mirror. One of the best ways to get your mirror to be a little bit stronger, please get those seed oils out your diet. Those healthy, unhealthy, unpolysaturated fats. Those are explosive fats. And immediately we are compromising the integrity of the cell. So it's like, I always say, going camping with a hole in your tent and you know that it's going to rain. When we have these unhealthy fats in our diet from wherever they're coming from, they are cutting a hole in the side of the cell. And the cell, it's essentially like going and stabbing someone. You know, you go and like stab somebody and start bleeding out, and like then their body is like finding a way to cope with what is happening. That's what the cells are doing. And everybody's struggling with like cortisol dominance, too much cortisol, too much stress. We're out of whack in our circadian rhythms, and it's because we have this chronic stabbing and this state of chaos. And it's like, how can we get back to a better place of order? Well, there you go. Put the healthy fats into your diet. We call them essential fatty acids. If you go and look that up, it will say to you the essential amino fatty acids must be obtained through diet. That means that you, me, are responsible for eating the proper nutrition in order for our bodies to be in a state of health. So once we have the state of health, the cell can sit back and focus on other things. It can focus on your libido, your sexual functioning. It can focus on skin and immune health, right? Because our skin health, a lot of that, you could look at somebody's skin and kind of gauge what their immune health is, right? Because skin health, like collagen production, hair, skin, nails, those are extracurriculars for the activity. If the cell is bleeding out, its main purpose is to stop the bleeding, to stop the imminent threat of what's going on. So it's not focused on what it could do, it's focused on what it needs to do. It's in a state of survival, right? The nervous system is in a state of survival, fight or flight. So if we want to put the cell and the body back into a state of peace and rest and digest, we have got to understand what the cell needs. This is a baby, right? Don't neglect your baby. Talk to your child. Pick it up and hold it because it's scared and lonely and needs its basic requirements like food, right? Food, shelter. It's so important for the cell and for the baby to stay safe, right? So, two, I talk about animal-based proteins. I do more of a feast and famine approach when I eat. So I'm not eating all the time, but when I do eat, I eat everything that I need to eat. So I eat animal-based for the majority of the time because that's a complete profile of amino acids. I'm focused on getting as much tryptophan as I can because tryptophan is an amino acid. It's going to break down to serotonin and melatonin. This is super important for me, focusing on circadian rhythm, right? I want as much serotonin in the vicinity as I possibly can because why not? And then I want plenty of melatonin to be able to rest that night and to continue that cycle the next day and the next day and the next day. But more importantly, when I'm eating these animal-based proteins, I'm also getting higher amounts of the essential amino acids lysine and methionine, and this is so important for mitochondrial functioning. One of the hallmarkers of cancer to note that we know of is a dysregulation in mitochondrial functioning. So a normal cancer cell will turn on energy usage in a different part of the cell, not with the mitochondria. Mitochondrial functioning is like putting your cell on turbo. It is like putting your body on turbo. You know, if you want to boost your energy levels, get your hormones on check, get your immune function on check, you want to boost the mitochondria. When we're in a state of disease and metabolic disease like cancer as well, the functioning of the mitochondria is compromised. That is why I'm constantly talking about how can I feed my mitochondria? I can put my feet on the ground, grounding. I can go into the sunlight. Sunlight penetrates through the cell and literally directly stimulates the mitochondria. The animal-based proteins, essential amino acids, and fatty acids, which are created for the functioning of the mitochondria. It's just so important. And to know things like Cancer Alley having an effect on the way the body presents its state of health. Every decision that we do, the environment that we surround ourselves with, will show itself to the nucleus, and that will be the expression of those genes. So, you know, it's all really simple. I think that's why I'm making these videos. I want to make it as simple as possible because we are so lost. Like, so many people are confused, and there's so much profit off of the confusion. I find it sickening, actually. From my story that I've grown up, I've had chemicals in my diet since my childhood, and it severely affected my metabolic health in my high school years, in my college years, and since I've graduated from college and I've been out in the world studying, I've been trying to improve my metabolic health every single day like nobody's business. I have fell off for months at a time. Like, I made a video recently about how I got addicted to cookie dough, which is a true story. But it doesn't matter. Like, it just matters that you keep focusing on what can I do tomorrow? What can I do right now? Right now, I can sit up straight. I can fix my posture so that my breathing can be more regulated. I can go put my feet on the ground. I can go watch the sunset. I could go for a walk, you know. And I think walking, to be quite honest, I'll just mention this real quick, a 10-minute, if you could do anything like to boost your mitochondrial health, like a 10-minute walk at the fastest pace as you possibly could to get your heart rate up, to produce lactic acid. Mitochondria love intentional lactic acid. So going back to a hallmarker of cancer is elevated lactic acid levels in the body, because what a cancerous cell will do is it turns on this lactic acid process. So it throws off our entire pH. We want to intentionally stimulate our lactic acid production. Does that make sense? So weight training, that is why it is so powerful in reducing risk of disease and slowing down the aging process, improving muscle health, because you're literally feeding the mitochondria at such an intimate level. And that's what you want to focus on. Like, what types of genes do I want to express? Do I want to be happier? Let me help my cells. Let me help them. They need your help. It is essentially, like I said, it's a baby. You know, feed your baby, talk to your babies, love them, give them the water and the food that they need to be calm, you know? Because if you have symptoms now, your babies are crying, your body's crying, and it wants you to listen. Listen to your symptoms. Do you have dry skin? That is going to be your immune system talking to you, right? How can I improve my dry skin? I probably need more, definitely probably need more essential fatty acids in my diet. I probably need more amino acids. I probably need to just slow it down and rest a little bit more at night. And it can be hard because life is challenging. And I don't want it to seem like I'm going through no challenges, because that would be real false right now. I just do my best. I try. to do what I can every single day. That's all anybody can ever do. And I just want to spread some love to y'all through understanding this little picture just a little bit better. This picture saved my life. Understanding the cell has saved my life. So if I could help you in some way, if this could help you and your family, your kids, or whoever else, you know, share this video with them. And you know, like, share, subscribe. As always, I wish you the best of luck.